there's probably nothing more debated or talked about in our industry right now than electric vehicles.
This is where you make the hydrogen, because you're turning electricity into oxygen and hydrogen.
Just when it seemed like nothing new could surprise us, Toyota is ready to destroy the electric car industry forever. For years, electric vehicles have been seen as the future of transportation, offering cleaner air and quieter streets. Known for their innovation, Toyota has outdone themselves this time. What kind of engine could shake up the car industry so drastically? Let us explore Toyota's latest groundbreaking engine that will humiliate Tesla to the ground. Hydrogen in cars is Toyota's bold step. After Toyota's new hydrogen combustion engine, nothing will ever be the same for Tesla. This new development is causing a buzz across the electric vehicle industry because it's quite different from what most other car makers are doing. While many companies are focusing on electric-powered vehicles, Toyota is taking a bold step in another direction by using hydrogen as a fuel. Hydrogen is one of the most common elements in the universe, and it holds a lot of energy. Toyota's new engine uses this hydrogen to power cars, and it does so in an incredibly clean way. The most surprising thing about this engine is what it releases as exhaust. Not harmful gases, but simple water. This means that driving a car with this engine could actually help reduce pollution, making it an exciting possibility for a cleaner future. This move by Toyota is not just about using a new type of engine, it's about thinking differently when it comes to the future of cars and our planet. The idea of a car that only emits water could change the way we think about driving and our environmental responsibilities. Toyota's hydrogen engine shows that there are innovative ways to tackle pollution and climate change. The use of hydrogen as a fuel is already in practice in various industries, powering everything from buildings to ships and even trains. It shows that hydrogen is versatile and can be a reliable source of clean energy. Toyota's decision to use it in cars is a step that could lead to more widespread use of hydrogen in daily transportation. Inside Toyota's engine, there is something almost like a magic box called a fuel cell, which turns hydrogen gas into electricity that powers the car. The Toyota Corolla Cross H2 concept car, which uses this technology, is equipped with a special turbocharged engine designed to run on hydrogen. This car represents a major leap forward in automotive technology, challenging the industry's status quo. Toyota also uses specially designed tanks to safely store hydrogen, which is highly flammable. These tanks are strong and secure, ensuring that the hydrogen is safely contained. This design was inspired by their previous model, the Mirai, which also uses hydrogen fuel cells. The hydrogen tanks in the Corolla Cross H2 are not very large, but they're incredibly efficient. They hold just 5 kilograms of hydrogen, yet this small amount can power the car for about 300 miles. And while the car runs, it only produces water, around 50 liters from a full tank. This shift from emitting harmful gases to producing water is a remarkable improvement. Further expanding on this innovation, Toyota has collaborated with Yamaha Motor to develop a powerful V8 engine that runs entirely on hydrogen. This engine is not just clean, it's also strong, producing 455 horsepower. It has been designed to give a distinctive sound, making it clear that eco-friendly cars can also be exciting and dynamic. Comparing Toyota's hydrogen combustion engine to typical electric vehicles reveals several advantages. It has a longer driving range and refuels much quicker. It also reduces reliance on materials like lithium and nickel, which are essential for electric vehicle batteries but are limited in supply. The development of this hydrogen engine by Toyota has certainly turned heads and opened up a lot of discussions. People are now talking about the potential impacts and benefits of switching to hydrogen power. While it offers a promising way to cut down on pollution, it also brings up questions about how ready we are for such a change. As Toyota continues to develop and promote its hydrogen combustion engine, the world is watching closely. This technology could be a major step forward in making cars that are friendlier to the environment. It's a bold move that might lead to more companies considering hydrogen as a viable alternative to traditional fuels. Toyota's new hydrogen combustion engine is making waves in the car industry, bringing both excitement and worry. While the initial reactions are mostly positive, there's an underlying anxiety about how this technology will actually perform once it's more commonly used. This engine isn't just another update. It's a radical change. It runs on hydrogen, a fuel that only leaves water behind instead of harmful gases. This is a big deal because it means cars could become much cleaner, helping the planet. However, this big change comes with big questions, especially about how these cars will do in everyday life once they are more widespread. The hydrogen combustion engine offers longer driving ranges and quicker refueling times compared to traditional electric vehicles. This could make cars both more sustainable and less dependent on limited resources. But as Toyota's cars start hitting the streets in large numbers, we need to watch closely to see if they live up to the hype. By next year, 2025, Toyota hopes to have 200,000 of these hydrogen-powered vehicles on the road. And by 2030, they aim for 800,000. This shows a big commitment to hydrogen power. However, for this plan to work, Japan will need a lot more hydrogen refueling stations. Right now, there aren't enough of these stations, which could be a big problem for people who decide to switch to these new hydrogen cars. If drivers can't find places to refuel easily, they might give up on hydrogen cars, no matter how environmentally friendly they are. Toyota's hydrogen engine shows both big benefits and tough problems ahead, setting the stage for an interesting path. Challenges and wins with Toyota's hydrogen engine. The benefits of the hydrogen combustion engine are clear. It's very eco-friendly because it doesn't release harmful pollutants like regular cars do. Hydrogen is also considered a cleaner option than traditional gasoline. Another big plus is the engine's cooling system, which helps prevent the engine from getting too hot. This not only makes the car safer, but also helps it last longer without problems. And even though this engine uses advanced technology, it's designed to work with the car parts and systems we already know, which makes it easier for car manufacturers and drivers to adopt. But there are real challenges too. The biggest is how hydrogen is made. Right now, a lot of the hydrogen used is made from natural gas, a fossil fuel, which kind of defeats the purpose of switching to a cleaner fuel. To really make the most of this new engine's environmental benefits, we need better ways to make hydrogen that don't harm the planet, like using wind or solar power to create it. And then there's the issue of where to refuel. Hydrogen cars need hydrogen stations, and there just aren't enough of them yet. Building more stations is expensive and takes time. This is a big hurdle that could slow down how quickly these cars become common. While the hydrogen combustion engine has lots of potential to change cars for the better, making this shift will be tough. There are technical challenges, like making sure the engine's complicated parts work well and that car mechanics know how to fix them. Toyota's new engine could lead to cleaner, more efficient cars that help us take better care of our planet. But for that future to happen, car makers, governments, and drivers all need to work together to overcome the challenges. The next few years will be crucial to see if hydrogen cars can really take off, and if they can meet everyone's high expectations. If they do, we could see a major shift in how we all think about and use cars. Creating new technology is often filled with worries and uncertainties. Making advanced engines like Toyota's latest models involves a lot of money. These engines are expensive to build and to keep running. Finding the right parts for any repairs can be difficult and costly, adding to the expenses for both the company making the cars and the people who buy them. Despite these challenges, Toyota has bravely moved forward with its hydrogen combustion engines, aiming for a cleaner future in the car industry. This step shows their strong commitment to being eco-friendly. But it's not an easy path. The technology is still being tested and isn't fully ready for the market yet. Even when it is, it might take a while for people to trust and accept these new engines. On top of their work with electric and hybrid vehicles, Toyota has introduced another exciting development, the hydrogen combustion engine. This shows their dedication to providing a variety of environmentally friendly vehicles. Now, let's look more closely at one of Toyota's big achievements, the 1.6-liter three-cylinder turbo engine. This engine is special because it runs on hydrogen and is currently used in the Corolla Cross hydrogen prototype. It stands out as an excellent example of Toyota's innovation, meeting and exceeding what's expected of it. Changing an engine to run on hydrogen instead of regular fuel is a big task. It means changing many parts of the engine to make sure they work well with hydrogen. Toyota's engineers had to come up with new ways to make these changes. They replaced the usual fuel injection system with a new advanced system that injects hydrogen at high pressure. This system allows the engine to use hydrogen efficiently, maintaining its performance. Hydrogen is different from gasoline. It's less dense, which means the engine needs more hydrogen to produce the same amount of energy as it would with gasoline. This was a big challenge, but Toyota was up to the task. They made sure the turbocharger and other parts of the engine were adjusted to handle hydrogen properly. This careful adjustment helps the engine perform well. even with hydrogen as fuel. The turbocharger is particularly important. It boosts the engine's power, making sure that even with hydrogen, the engine is strong and efficient. Some people were worried about using a turbocharger with hydrogen because of its unique properties. However, Toyota's engineers managed to address these concerns effectively. This hydrogen engine doesn't just keep up with traditional engines. It surpasses them in efficiency, particularly when the engine is under a lot of strain. This higher efficiency means the car uses less fuel, which is better for the environment. And one of the best parts, the only emission from this engine is water vapor. That means almost no pollution, making this engine one of the cleanest options available. Toyota's work on this engine shows their deep commitment to reducing pollution and promoting sustainability. They're facing tough technical and financial challenges, but their efforts could transform the car industry, making it greener and more sustainable. This engine is more than just a technological achievement. It's a clear sign of Toyota's promise to help build a cleaner, better world. Toyota's CEO has made a serious commitment to drastically cut emissions through the development of their hydrogen engine, framing it not just as a trend, but as a crucial element of their mission to tackle climate change. This commitment is part of a wider plan that involves using multiple technologies, including both hydrogen and electric options, to move towards carbon neutrality, a goal where they aim to have no net release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Toyota's path with hydrogen explores the details and future of this clean fuel, revealing both challenges and opportunities. Toyota's plan for a carbon-free world. The choice to focus on hydrogen technology isn't random. Hydrogen is praised for its clean emissions. It only releases water vapor when burned, but its benefits extend further. It's incredibly versatile. Hydrogen can be used to power not just cars, but also large vehicles like buses and trucks, and even for other purposes like lifting heavy loads with forklifts or generating electricity in stationary units. This flexibility makes it potentially revolutionary, not just for transportation, but across many sectors of the economy. Yet the task Toyota has set for itself is immense and filled with potential pitfalls. They plan to use renewable energy sources, such as wind or solar power, to produce hydrogen through a process called electrolysis, which splits water into hydrogen and oxygen. This step is crucial because it ensures the hydrogen production itself is sustainable and does not contribute to pollution. However, this is no small feat. It requires building infrastructure to both generate and transport the renewable energy needed, which involves significant investment and coordination. Toyota's commitment to hydrogen is a big part of their strategy, but they are also realistic about the challenges. They recognize that hydrogen technology alone isn't enough to achieve carbon neutrality. That's why they are also investing in electric vehicle technology, despite its challenges. Electric vehicles face issues like limited driving range, long times needed to recharge, and environmental concerns related to the production and disposal of batteries. These problems are significant, and Toyota is working to address them by offering different types of vehicles that suit different needs. Their lineup includes hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, and traditional battery electric vehicles. By providing such a range, Toyota hopes to meet the diverse needs of customers around the world. Whether someone needs a car for short daily commutes or longer trips, Toyota wants to have an eco-friendly option available. This strategy of offering various sustainable vehicle types is part of their broader goal to advance sustainability while keeping their vehicles attractive and practical for consumers. Moreover, Toyota's approach acknowledges that different regions have different resources and regulations, which means a single solution won't work everywhere. For example, some areas might have plenty of sunshine and wind to produce renewable energy, while others might not. Local laws and policies can also vary greatly, affecting how quickly and effectively new technologies can be adopted. Consider how different regions use their local renewable resources to power vehicles. In places abundant with sunshine or wind, battery electric vehicles are a perfect choice. In contrast, in areas capable of producing hydrogen sustainably, fuel cell electric vehicles and hydrogen internal combustion engine vehicles might be more suitable. This isn't merely about selecting the right vehicle technology, it's about customizing solutions to fit environmental and regional needs. Toyota is at the forefront of this tailored approach, aiming to tackle climate change by matching each region's unique resources with the most appropriate green technology. Toyota's pledge to achieve carbon neutrality encompasses far more than just reducing tailpipe emissions. They are profoundly transforming their entire operation to ensure every aspect of their business reflects their commitment to sustainability. This includes revolutionizing how they manufacture vehicles to significantly reduce their carbon footprint. They are not only improving their recycling efforts, but also ensuring that every resource is used as efficiently as possible. Moreover, Toyota is investing heavily in renewable energy projects. These steps are substantial, indicating a shift in how they operate to protect the environment. Achieving carbon neutrality is an ambitious goal that demands a complete transformation across not only the automotive sector, but also how societies produce and consume energy. It involves large-scale changes and challenges that impact how we think about and use energy. Toyota is aware of these challenges and is actively working to innovate and redefine the norms of automotive and energy usage. This is not merely about reaching an environmental goal, but about initiating widespread environmental benefits that go beyond car emissions. Toyota's strategy is adaptive and comprehensive. They are tackling these environmental challenges with a flexible, multifaceted approach that is designed to address various aspects of the issue. It's not just about achieving carbon neutrality, it's about igniting a series of environmental benefits that may not even be immediately apparent. Returning to the intriguing subject of Toyota's hydrogen-powered internal combustion engines, these engines offer a promising glimpse into what could be a revolutionary future for the automotive industry. What truly sets these hydrogen engines apart from their electric and hybrid counterparts is their environmental impact, particularly regarding emissions. The standout feature of these engines is their zero-emission capability. Unlike traditional gasoline engines that emit significant amounts of carbon dioxide, contributing to the greenhouse effect and global warming, Toyota's hydrogen engines operate without releasing any carbon dioxide at all. This is not just a reduction of emissions, it's a complete elimination. Toyota isn't merely imagining a future with zero emissions, they are actively constructing it, leading the movement towards a cleaner, sustainable automotive environment. The key to Toyota's hydrogen engines lies in their unique combustion process. When hydrogen fuel burns in these engines, it reacts with oxygen from the air. This reaction doesn't produce harmful gases. Instead, it creates water vapor, which is harmless to the environment. This simple yet effective combustion process is revolutionary. The fact that these engines emit only water vapor as a byproduct is a significant breakthrough, showing a major shift in how vehicles can positively impact the planet. This strategy by Toyota is not just a set of corporate goals. It's a hopeful and proactive stance in the battle against global warming. It demonstrates a pathway for industries to change their practices drastically to protect our planet. Toyota is setting new standards, not just meeting existing ones, and redefining what the automotive industry can achieve in an environmentally conscious era. Their comprehensive, thoughtful approach aims to transform industry practices and set a high bar for environmental responsibility and sustainability. Toyota's hydrogen engine faces real-world tests and unexpected results, highlighting both its potential and the obstacles it must overcome. Clean energy with hydrogen versus gasoline. The concern about hybrid electric vehicles and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles is significant. HEVs combine a gasoline engine with an electric motor, and PHEVs can be recharged by plugging them into an electrical outlet. These vehicles are more fuel efficient and pollute less than traditional gasoline cars. However, they still use gasoline and release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Although they emit less carbon dioxide than older cars, the problem of air pollution remains because they still produce harmful gases. On the other hand, hydrogen engines present a promising solution. They don't produce any carbon dioxide at all, which makes them extremely clean compared to other types of engines. This could be a major breakthrough in reducing air pollution and fighting climate change. However, the benefits of hydrogen engines depend on how the hydrogen is produced. To really help the environment, the hydrogen must be made using renewable energy sources like wind or solar power. Building HEVs and PHEVs involves creating large batteries, which is not an easy task. This process uses a lot of energy and results in a significant amount of carbon emissions, contributing further to environmental problems. Hydrogen engines avoid many of these issues because they don't require large batteries. If the hydrogen is made from renewable sources, producing and using hydrogen fuel, could be much less harmful to the environment than making and using batteries. Despite these promising aspects, there is a worry that the change to cleaner engines like hydrogen might not happen quickly or widely enough to reverse the damage already done to our environment. Hydrogen engines, particularly in large vehicles and machines, are highly efficient and powerful. They perform very well under high-demand situations, better than hydrogen fuel cells, which lose efficiency under heavy loads. These engines are not just maintaining performance levels, they are actually improving them, paving the way for a future where large machines and vehicles do not add to the problem of greenhouse gases. Toyota is at the forefront of developing these hydrogen engines. They are leading efforts to combat climate change by creating engines that are cleaner and greener. Toyota is committed to making transportation more environmentally friendly without losing the power and reliability that drivers need. Their work is vital in the move towards sustainable energy in transportation, showing a significant change in how we use energy for moving vehicles. Toyota's push for innovation is part of a broader, urgent need for change, a change that must occur quickly to address the persistent issue of carbon emissions and their impact on our planet. This shift in technology and energy use is crucial for improving air quality and fighting the ongoing challenges of climate change. Hydrogen engines are catching up to gasoline engines in terms of performance, and this is mainly because of how hydrogen as a fuel behaves. Hydrogen burns much faster than gasoline. This rapid burning results in a very quick response whenever a driver presses the accelerator. This quick response is crucial for those who love the immediate burst of power they feel when they accelerate. What does this mean for the everyday driving experience? Typically, drivers of traditional gasoline engines enjoy a specific type of performance. They appreciate the instant, smooth reaction when they press the gas pedal and the deep, loud roar of the engine that makes them feel powerful and in control. This is the kind of experience you might get from hearing a Dodge Charger fire up, its engine ready to conquer the road with its powerful sound and speed. It's all about feeling that raw, intense power as you drive. It's impressive that hydrogen internal combustion engine vehicles can offer a similar driving experience to traditional gasoline cars, even though they use a much cleaner type of fuel. Drivers of Toyota's hydrogen-powered vehicles can still experience the thrill of driving that gasoline car lovers enjoy. They can still hear the engines rumble, a sound that many car enthusiasts consider an essential part of the excitement of driving. The power and thrill are still there, ensuring that drivers get the adrenaline rush they expect from powerful cars. But how well do these hydrogen engines actually measure up to regular gasoline engines? To find out, Toyota has taken a bold step by testing these engines in the competitive world of motorsports. They introduced a hydrogen-powered vehicle into races to see how it would perform under pressure. The results were eye-opening. The hydrogen-powered vehicle not only demonstrated the durability and reliability of this new technology, but also proved that it could handle high-performance demands. In the intense, fast-paced world of racing, the hydrogen vehicles were able to keep up with traditional gasoline cars. They matched them in speed, agility, and lasting power, qualities that are crucial during critical moments in a race. These hydrogen engines showed they could produce the same levels of horsepower and torque that drivers expect from gasoline engines. By adjusting traditional engine designs to accommodate hydrogen, Toyota has managed to create engines that deliver power similar to gasoline engines, proving their commitment to innovation and pushing the limits of what cars can do. This shift toward hydrogen power is both exciting and a bit worrying. It challenges us to rethink our expectations for car performance and the environmental impact of our driving habits. The move to hydrogen represents a significant change in the automotive world, offering a cleaner alternative that still satisfies our need for speed and power. As we look to the future, the growing adoption of hydrogen technology in cars suggests a turning point in how we think about fuel, engines, and the role of vehicles in fighting climate change. This change brings with it new opportunities and challenges, urging us to consider the broader implications for our planet and our way of life. Toyota's new hydrogen technology brings both excitement and worries, hinting at a big change for cars and how we think about fuel. Toyota's dream of water as fuel. The idea that hydrogen engines might not just keep up, but actually do better than traditional gasoline engines is both intriguing and a bit worrying. This isn't just an improvement in technology, it marks a potential turning point in the future of how we might drive. Cars that are faster and cleaner than those we are used to could soon be a reality. Some might question whether driving a hydrogen-powered car can give the same excitement as one running on gasoline. The feedback from drivers who have tested Toyota's hydrogen cars, however, is highly positive. They describe a driving experience that combines the familiar feel of traditional engines with the new thrill of using a groundbreaking, clean fuel source. By keeping the performance quality of old cars, Toyota is not just adjusting to the future, they are actively shaping it. They ensure that whether for everyday trips or the adrenaline of a racetrack, their hydrogen internal combustion engine vehicles offer the speed, thrill, and enjoyment that drivers have come to expect, all while supporting eco-friendly practices. Toyota's ambitions go even further, though. They are exploring technologies that could drastically change what we think of as possible today. They are working on developing an engine that could completely upend the industry, an engine that runs entirely on water. If they succeed, this could shake up not only the electric vehicle market, but potentially all vehicle travel. The idea of using water as a fuel source might sound like something from a futuristic story, but it is based on solid science. Water, or H2O, is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. To release the energy stored in water, these hydrogen atoms need to be separated from the oxygen atom. If this process can be perfected, it could transform the way we think about fuel. While this is an exciting development, it brings with it serious concerns. Turning water into a viable fuel source involves complex and potentially impactful technologies. Extracting hydrogen from water needs to be handled carefully to avoid causing environmental damage. What's more, if Toyota's water-powered engines become a reality, what will happen to the industries that rely on traditional and current alternative fuels? A change this big could lead to huge shifts in the industry, resulting in job losses in traditional energy sectors and a major reshaping of both economic and environmental policies across the globe. Additionally, the drive to make these new technologies is really about the big fight against climate change and environmental damage. It's not just about making better cars, it shows how badly we need to deal with our environmental problems. While these new ideas are exciting, they also point out the serious issues our world faces. We're trying really hard to find solutions that don't just make things a bit better, but actually fix the damage from years of not caring for the environment. Toyota's work on engines that could run on hydrogen and water is a part of this big effort. It gives us some hope, but it also shows us how tough the problems are that we need to solve. As we get closer to big new ideas in technology, it's really important to be careful. We have to make sure that in our rush to come up with new stuff, we don't hurt our planet's future. The way that could change how cars are made is called electrolysis. This method uses electricity to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a strong fuel. When it burns, it lets out a lot of energy, enough to run engines much bigger. Toyota is thinking about this idea with a new type of engine that uses hydrogen from water. It works kind of like the engines we have now, but it has a big plus. The only thing that comes out when you burn hydrogen is water vapor, so it doesn't put out any bad gases. When Toyota shows off this new engine that runs on water, it could really shake things up in the car industry. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a huge jump towards real environmental care. Toyota is really into this idea. You can tell because they're trying to get patents to keep their idea safe and help it grow. But making these new engines part of normal cars is really hard. Figuring out an efficient way to get hydrogen from water is very tricky. There's also the big problem of safely keeping and using hydrogen, which catches fire easily and can be dangerous if not handled right. Plus, the engines need to be changed a lot to work with the way hydrogen burns. Even though these are big problems, Toyota has a history of coming up with new things, so they might be able to deal with these issues. But the bigger picture of moving to water as a fuel is really big and a bit scary. Using hydrogen this way could totally change the car world. It might mess up the current ways we get and use energy, change how money flows, and even cause people to lose jobs in old energy areas. Also, we really need to make these new technologies because of the growing environmental crisis. The whole world is looking for ways to cut down on pollution and greenhouse gases. And what Toyota is doing is a big part of this effort. However, moving to hydrogen cars needs a lot of careful thought about different things, like how it affects the environment, money, and safety. This big step by Toyota might start a new chapter in car technology that cuts down a lot on harming the environment. As they get ready to bring out these water-powered engines, they're not just trying to change how cars work. They want to change how cars fit with the world around us. The idea of cars running on water is really exciting, but also kind of nerve-wracking because it means dealing with a lot of new tech and safety challenges. Is Toyota's new engine a true innovation that will revolutionize transportation? Or is it just another marketing ploy to shake up the industry? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.